Nice to meet you. I'm Bea. I'm a talent acquisition lead at Seriously. We're the fourth biggest games company in Finland in terms of revenue, and also the creators behind Best Fiends games. So during the next 10 or 15 minutes, I'm gonna tell you a bit about who we are and where do we come from, what is it that we actually do, and what kind of opportunities do we have in case you're open to career opportunities or new wins. Um, let's go. Okay, so our websites are a bit outdated, to be honest. We're working on a new branding, so hopefully we can start building our new websites pretty soon. So as you can see also from here that this picture is probably quite old. So nowadays we are 125 people in Helsinki. We have been growing quite a lot during the past couple of years. We're also 30 in Los Angeles. So all the game development happens in Helsinki, and then mainly marketing is based in Los Angeles. In addition to that, we have about 6 people who are working for Seriously Studio from our um, um, mother company. What's it called? Either way, from Platika, Israel, who are working towards Helsinki studio. So one of the reasons why Seriously was founded in the first place was because our founders Petri and Andrew, ideas for new games were pretty unique, but they also wanted to design an environment which is really open and tolerant, where you work hard but it's fun at the same time. And working hard doesn't mean working overtime. It should never be a standard in the games industry. So the name Seriously Digital Entertainment, which is our full name, tells that we're really into storytelling. We build entertainment. We have a bunch of short videos and films in YouTube actually. So feel free to check out our YouTube channel. And usually when we start building games, we start building the world first. So in our case, it's the world of minutia in our Best Fiends games. Then we build the story, then comes the characters, and only after that we start creating the game mechanics and so on. You can see this cute little character here. It's the villain in the game, the slug. And so one of our founders actually had slugs in his garden, and that's how he came up with the idea that okay, these slugs could be a really good character point in our games. So in a way, we're in this because we want to make great games. We also want to make games that keep people playing. You know how it is in the games industry. I don't think there's that many big games companies anymore in Finland that aren't acquired or are not listed in the stock markets. So so we were acquired a couple of years ago by Platika. We're still quite an independent studio. Platika gives us quite a lot of responsibilities and free hands in making games that matter, making successful games. But then at the same time, I'm quite excited about what kind of opportunities we have within Platika. For example, taking into account that we're in 19 different locations in about 11 different countries. We have 16 games. We have over 3,700 people within Platika. So, the opportunities in learning from each other and learning how, what kind of things other studios have built in the games, what kind of mistakes have they had, and what have they learned from them. So those are pretty big, and we're putting effort into the learning aspect in the future. Platika has actually been awarded as being one of the best high-tech employers in Israel, and so has Wuga, which is one of our studios in Berlin. They're doing quite similar games than we are doing, some casual games, mobile games. But yeah, I mean, last but least, I want to welcome Reworks to the family, because Platika acquired another Finnish game studio a couple of months ago, and I believe Reworks is here today as well. What do we do? What is it that we really do? So we like fun storytelling through the characters that we built. We actually had an amazing race event last Friday, and if I recall, there was a question about how many characters we have in the game. So we have 52, if I remember correctly. So every single character that we build has their name, they have a personality, they have different powers, and they can evolve. So in a way, both of our current live games are free-to-play mobile match-3 puzzle adventure games, but they also have a little bit like RPG kind of character development in them. So if you want to see our gameplay, you can check our virtual booth at the event, or check our YouTube channel. So Best Fiends game is our flagship game. Today it has over 100 million downloads, over 5,000 levels, and 1.2 million daily active users. So this year we've actually put a lot of effort into the live ops part and game economy. So it's been quite an interesting year working a lot on many events and features. And nowadays we have actually 4 feature teams working on the content that we built. And then of course we have like specific levels that we're publishing every single week. So there's a lot of content going out all the time. Our latest game is called Best Fiends Stars. That's a bit for more casual audience. It has more like explosive mechanics, and completing the levels takes slightly less time. So maybe you can expect more games in the future. Let's see. On the back side, you can see a picture of us in Tokyo. Let's hope that we have the chance to travel soon again. We've been working remotely quite a lot during the past 1.5 years due to COVID, but now we're back at the office, except that today I'm working remotely. So some stuff that build, like what makes our culture. We've lately had culture workshops and different culture surveys, like to figure out if our culture is still the same than what it was like 5 years ago when we were still a startup. There's quite many things that still are valid today than were valid 5 or 7 years ago. When we were founded. So we were actually founded in 2013. So some time ago. We love transparency, so there isn't really that many secrets. For example, as a business analyst, you can access any data that you want to. There's we haven't limited anything on that end. And we try to communicate everything pretty openly. We're heavy users of Slack. And then most of the teams have daily stand-ups where they go through that. Okay, what is it that happened yesterday? What are the priorities for today, and so on. We try to aim at having a good work-life balance. Quite many people actually use this time tracker that we have. You can log into work and log out if you want to. You can use the system for that. And then in case you have a few extra hours there, you can use them. They're called flex hours. So that's what we're aiming to have, a good work-life balance. What's cool is that we're constantly balancing between creativity and data. You want to be creative, you want to build fun games and so on, but you also have to understand and listen to the data, because data is eventually how we see how players behave in the end. So that's something we really like doing, being creative, but then listening to the data and see what the data tells us. We're successful. We're a stable company, especially now being part of Platika. So that's a good aspect in the games industry. Something that we also value is that we embrace different backgrounds and cultures, and so about 33% of our employees in Helsinki don't speak Finnish, which is quite similar to the similar percentage to the games industry in Finland, actually, because if I recall, it's exactly 30% of people who don't speak Finnish in the Finnish games industry. There's 19 different nationalities currently, and something that we really like to do is to give people a lot of freedom and responsibilities. So, I mean, we're not a startup anymore, but we're not a huge corporation either. So we have been managing to give people quite a lot of freedom and responsibility still. So, I mean, that means that you know your tasks, you know exactly what your job is, but within that scope, you're able to make decisions on your own and come up with suggestions, even start working on a new project if it makes sense. And with a project, I don't mean a game, but like a smaller project that could somehow improve our way of working, for example. We have a lot of openings currently, many openings currently. So we're looking for currently business analysts, one data engineer, game testers. So there's many analysts and tester positions open. A couple of days ago, we also opened a producer position and product owner. This morning, I had a conversation about operations manager position. It's not live yet, but I can briefly tell that in a way that person would be handling the operations behind some of our features and live ops events. So that person is in a way in constant communication with many different teams, and having a technical background is quite good. So someone who has been on the operations side or on the QA side, maybe.
Bea, we have 1 minute left.
1 minute, okay. What else? I'll show the last slide really quickly. So on the left side, you can see what our usual recruitment process looks like, in case you're interested. And on the right side, you can see that how we support people who come to Finland from abroad. This same presentation should be on our booth. If it's not exactly the same, then pretty close. So please ping me or Sophia. Sophia has some like open time slots today if someone wants to talk with Sophia, my team member.